Z does. In my pursuit for YouTube greatness, I had an epiphany. What if I combine two hot topics to get one scorching video? The floor is lava? Pokemon? What business do they have being separate? Boom! The idea was born. Pokemon Lava version. It was a simple two-part vision. I wanted Pokemon to literally start melting on Switch. I'd achieved that by I reached out to the greatest ROM hackers of our time, but nobody responded. Nobody except for Dreano, the legendary creator of Blaze Black. Guys, I was psyching out until he said he wasn't interested in making it. But he gave me one single word, one nugget of knowledge that would sprout into the Pokemon Lava tree decoms. I thought my undergrad in CS would finally come to some use. Little did I know that the gods were laughing at my hubris. I googled the magical word and found my first true guru, Archie, leader of Team Aqua's hideout, Dronacharya to my Ekalavya. If you guys want to start ROM hacking, this is the channel to watch. It took me just like an hour to get everything downloaded and set up. I was feeling on top of the world. I actually thought that the video would be titled How I ROM Hacked Emerald in a Day. It was simple. I just had to search for all the files that had burn in them and add an entry underneath with the word melt. Simple, right? No brainer, right? After 12 hours of absolutely no progress, I ended the day frustrated, furious, my head a veritable I found a file called tiles.png. This, boys, was my lucky break. I drew something on with paint, which looked like lava if you tilted your head and squinted just right, and I eagerly ran the code. After another whole day without any visible progress, I decided to throw in the towel. I gave up. I felt like an of shame. I woke up defeated and dejected. I went about my day like a failed experiment because, well, my experiment had failed. Then, like salvation from the stars, Archie Sensei's video popped up in my feed. I looked at it and thought, you know what? You know what? I may have lost the fight. I may be down. If at first you don't succeed, that's it. It was a strange thought, but it rekindled my fire. At the same time though, I knew I needed help. So, I joined a gathering of the greatest oceanologists and minds in the world, the Team Aqua's Hideout Discord server. It was there that my greatest sin, my fatal flaw, was revealed. The fact that I was using Notepad. Even in life, we probably use Notepad like once a year. Why on earth was I using it to change a game and using the default Windows search option to search inside the folder? The greatest leap GMC kind made was on this one day, when I learnt of the existence of VS Code. I also was exposed to my greatest disappointment, the knowledge that this was actually the second greatest gathering of minds, the primary hub being RHH. They provided the crutch that this deaf man needed. They were the that sent this gamer blasting off. This is the perfect time to tell you guys exactly what I want to make. Like I said before, a Pokemon has to be inflicted with melt as soon as it switches in. But how do you simulate a mon slowly sinking into oblivion? It's simple. Make sure that along with its HP, it also loses its max HP every turn. That means it's crippled for life. Whether it switches out or levels up, that effect will stay forever. The only exceptions to this are fire types, some of which are literally lava themselves, and flying types that don't touch the lava but are still exposed to the scalding air, so they get burned instead. And I want to modify each battlefield to have lava on my side of the map. Without any further ado, let's into day 5. This was the day things finally started rolling. Wiser, the modern day Gandalf of RHH told me which bit of code started the battle. I was finally able to go there and toxic a Pokemon on Switch. Now it wasn't quite melt, but it was something. Armed with my extra day of learning, I did the same thing I did on day 1, but smarter. Little side note, my coding background did help, but I think it was my love and my knowledge of Gen 3 that helped me so much more. It saved me millennia. I was able to ignore a bunch of files like battlepike.c, I added a melt under each and every burn, making sure there were no repeating numbers, otherwise the game would get confused. I found where burn's damage was calculated and I just changed that to the toxic calculation. And that was the end of day 4. This was a day full of ups and ups. Not only did I manage to make the melt status icon, but I also reduced the max HP of the Pokemon. To make this, it takes 4 softwares. This puny, barely evolved pixel art image requires 4 different softwares. The day was a huge leap forward, so there was, surprisingly, no... Psych! You thought I was gonna say it, huh? Well, I'm gonna have to disappoint you. I spent most of today designing the battlefields with, I don't know if I mentioned this already, 4 different applications. I was really happy with how the battlefields came out. One of the biggest issues I had was that I was burning everything and I wasn't able to exclude fire and flying types. Salvation came from an unexpected place. A shambling undead provided the answer I was so desperately seeking. After using his suggestion, I was able to exclude the 2 types. There were only 2 minor issues left heading into day 7, and I was calm as a cucumber. I love Gogan though, so what the hell? Let's throw in an... The first frustrating nitpick I had was that the max HP would not get updated in real time. Every time I had to open the menu and close it in order for the max HP to get updated to its actual value. In my first and only stroke of genius, I managed to find this little bit of code all by my lonesome. It took the whole day, but it worked like a charm. The max HP would now reduce in front of my eyes. The second was that instead of saying burn, it said melt whenever the flying type switched in. It was only that the icon was wrong. I never managed to fix this issue, but I was okay with that. I'd come really far, and it was finally time for me to start running the game. With that being said, I actually am going to be running a Nuzlocke version of this game, and I'm going to be streaming it on YouTube. I hope you guys tune in. I want the streams and the subsequent video of me beating it to cause an in my subscribers. Thanks for watching.